Hey guys, welcome back to another Rainbow Six Siege video, and today I'm going to be going over all 23 elite skins and how I would rate them on a scale from 1 to 10. Alright, let's get into this. Alright, so we're going to start with Smoke. First of all, as you can see, his elite animation, it's pretty good, but overall, I gotta say the skin is decent because a lot of people were expecting the Witch Doctor, and I kind of was too, so I kind of was let down when I saw like this urban like teenager instead of that, and I think they could have done better, so I'm gonna give it a 6. Next up on the list, we have Lesion. Alright, so I think the Lesion skin's really cool. How they went for a kind of futuristic Iron Man approach. Like, I appreciate that. I think it's a good design. But they really messed up on the animation. And it's really not interesting or unique. Doesn't really have to do with his ability either. Or just like the character model of the lead, so I gotta give it a 8. Alright, third on the list, we got Bandit. Overall, I think the Bandit elite is pretty dope from the animation of him putting on the shades on the motorcycle. I think that's really sick. And then I think the design of him being like a biker and like this biker gang is also really cool, so I gotta give it a 9. Fourth on the list is Hibana. I think they did a really good job on the Hibana elite, and overall it's just a really good elite in my opinion because of the animation is sick of her pulling back the bow, and then you have the pink little flowers floating in the background, and then you also have the fact that she's like this Japanese warrior, and I really like how they chose to portray her as that. I thought it was really dope, so I'd definitely give this a 10, and this is probably going to be the first elite skin I cop on my account. Next up on the list is Glass. I'm going to give Glass a 10 out of 10 because of the elite animation. The fact that he throws a penny up in the air and he shoots it, and then the penny comes close to the camera and you can see him through it, I just think that's really cool and definitely makes him a 10. And along with the fact that he also looks like a hunter, I think that's also really cool. So that's why I definitely give him a 10. Alright, so next up, we've got Blitz. Alright, so I'm not a huge fan because of the fact that he gives you an epilepsy attack in the elite, and second of all, I just think that they went for this approach of him looking like a pilot, and honestly, kind of looks like a reskin, almost, to be honest, just a bunch of different beiges, so I gotta give it a 6. Alright, so now we got Frost. I think the Frost elite is just bad elite. Overall, it's really ugly. The elite animation's really bad. It's just her legit in front of a campfire just messing with her hair, and honestly it's just really bad. And the elite's just her in a winter coat and her hair just done differently, and I just think it's really trashy, so I'm gonna give it a 6. Okay, so now we're looking at the Doc elite. Alright, so I think the Doc elite is a 9 out of 10 because I really like how they took the soldier approach with it, and I think it looks pretty good. And also, I think the elite animation is also really special. The fact that it has that grainy look to it, like old film, and it has that disoriented old music. I think that really makes it great. So definitely a 9 out of 10. Alright, so now we're on to Satchel. Not gonna lie, the elite animation, it's not half bad. But the skin, in my opinion, it seems like it could be a reskin because it's like, it's really similar to the Thatcher overall, but just taking off the mask. So I gotta give it like a 7 out of 10. Alright, Valkyrie. I gotta give Valkyrie an 8 because the animation really represents what she is as an op, because she's an intel op and shows her taking photos. And she also seems like a photographer from the war, so I think that's cool. So yeah, it's an 8. Alright, so now we're on to the IQ Elite skin. The IQ Elite skin is one of my favorite skins because it's different, but it's different in a good way. Like, it's not Pulse different. That's a bad kind of different. And I just think it's a really sick skin, so I gotta give it a 10 out of 10 on the list. Okay, now we're on to the Ash Elite. I think the Ash Elite is just trash because it looks like a very terrible reskin. It looks like just another uniform you could buy in the shop. Instead, it's an Elite skin, and it's just overall really bad. 0 out of 10. Alright, so we're on the other Ash Elite. This one also looks like a very terrible reskin, and the Elite animation is also very boring and stupid, and if you bought this, I feel very bad for you. 0 out of 10. Alright, so now we're on to Fuse. The Fuse Elite skin, in my opinion, is a 9 out of 10 because I think the animation really goes with the actual Elite skin itself. And the Elite skin also looks really cool because it's like war themed. So yeah, I really like it. Definitely a 9. Alright, now we're on Mute. The Elite animation itself, in my opinion, it's very cool. I like how it glitches out because when he jams a drone, that's the effect the drone has on the screen. So I think it's cool that the animation represents that. And also the tire he has on is pretty cool, so definitely an 8. Alright, Jaeger. The Jaeger skin is a cool freaking Elite skin. I like how he looks like a pilot. And I just think like it just looks very sick, and the Elite animation sick how he's throwing a grenade, and like the Elite animation represents his gadgets, so definitely a 10. Very cool skin. Alright, so now we're on to Blackbeard. Blackbeard Elite skin, I think it's 7 because I think it's a cool skin because it's like a tough American guy. Looks pretty sick. But the animation is very disappointing. So I'm going to give it a 7. Alright, so now we're on to Pulse. Pulse, in my opinion, definitely a piece of trash Elite. 0 out of 10. I just think that he looks incredibly ugly. Alright, so now we're on to Twitch. Twitch, in my opinion, an 8 out of 10. I mean, I think the skin looks good overall. Elite animation's decent, but it's not that great, so I'm just going to give it an 8 and leave it there. Alright, so now we're on to Rook. Rook is going to be a 6 for me because I just think the Elite skin, it's not very attractive at all. And it looks like a reskin with a fishbowl around his head, so I don't see why anyone would buy this, so I'm going to give it a 6. Okay, so now we're on to Capcan. Capcan, in my opinion, is an 8 out of 10 because I think the Elite animation is super cool. I really like it, and then I just think the skin overall looks fresh. It's just like, it's really clean, really nice, good skin, good gun skins, so an 8. Alright, so now we're on the second to last Elite on the list, Thermite. I think the Thermite Elite skin looks super cool, and I think the Elite animation's also pretty sick, so I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Okay, so now we're on the last Elite of the list, Sledge. I think Sledge is a 10 out of 10 because I really like the look of the Elite skin. I just think overall, like the mask, the design, and that is really good. And also the Elite animation of him swinging his hammer around, I think that's really nice as well. So it's a 10 for me. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. And also thank you guys so much for the recent support. I've gained like 10 subs in the last 30 days, and my views are starting to spike up a bit. So I really appreciate that, and I'll see you in the next video.